Hello children, welcome to your online physics class. In the previous lecture I discussed about gravitation, gravitational force, properties of gravitational forces. Today I am going to discuss about the expression, formula for gravitational force, which is based upon Newton's law of gravitation. So let us start with Newton's law of gravitation. Newton's law of gravitation. Newton performed various experiments, and on the basis of those experiments he proposed a law. So this law is completely based upon the experiment. Okay, so we cannot derive this formula, derive this expression for gravitational force. We can only explain, we can only analyze the expression, the formula obtained by Newton's law of gravitation. He stated that the gravitational force of attraction between two bodies is directly proportional to the product of their masses and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. Got it? On the basis of this statement, you can have a body, suppose its mass is m1. You have another body, suppose its mass is m2. This is the line joining the centers of the two bodies. The distance between them is r. Okay? You know gravitational force is a central force. I discussed it in the previous lecture. So the force will act along the line joining the centers of the two bodies. Okay? You also know gravitational force is an attractive force. Means this body will be attracted towards m2 and this m2 will be attracted towards m1. m1 is getting attracted towards m2, means force on m1 is this one. This is called F12, force on body 1 due to the body 2. This is called force on body 2 due to the body 1, F21. So F12 is the gravitational force applied by first body on the applied by second body on the first body. F12 means force on first body applied by the second body. F21 means force on second body applied by the first body. From this diagram you can observe that F12 and F21 are in opposite directions. Okay, but their magnitudes are equal. Means suppose F12 is 2 Newton, F21 will also be 2 Newton, but their direction will be different. Okay, so according to Newton, this F, now I have taken F12, F21 as F. Okay, so F is proportional to product of their masses. You see mass m1, mass m2. So their product is m1, m2. Inversely proportional to a square of the distance between them. The distance between them is r. So its square is r square. F proportional to m1, m2 by r square. Got it? Now F is equal to, means you have to replace this proportionality sign by an equality sign. And you know, to replace a proportionality sign by an equality sign, you have to put a constant. So you put a constant g here. Now I discussed earlier different types of constant. I will again repeat it. So F is equal to g m1 m2 by r square. Constants are of two types. One is arbitrary constant that arbitrary constant changes place to place, changes from unit to unit, means depends upon some factors. If those factors are not changed, only then arbitrary constant is constant. But there is a constant which is independent of all the factors, which will not depend upon anything throughout the world, and that constant is called universal constant. So this G is a universal constant which remains same throughout the universe. So this G is called universal gravitational constant. Universal gravitational constant. Universal gravitational constant. Okay, means F is equal to G m1 m2 by r square. Now this constant has value. So the value of G is equal to 6.67 into 10 power minus 11 Newton meter square per kg square. You can understand the unit of this capital G. G is equal to F means Newton into R squared means meter squared by kg into kg squared. This is why this G is 6.67 into 10 power minus 11 Newton meter squared per kg squared. So this is the value of gravitational force acting between two bodies of masses m1 and m2. It is based on Newton's law of gravitation. One more thing I want to make it clear here, that F12 is equal to minus F21. Okay, F21 and F12 are opposite in direction, but their magnitudes are equal. But F12 and F21 are equal in magnitudes. Okay, so these two forces can be taken as action-reaction pair. Means it follows third law of motion proposed by Newton. So children, I think you understand Newton's law of gravitation. In the next lecture I will discuss about gravity. We have very less topics for first semester examinations, so why I am delivering short lectures. Okay, thank you.